Hello and welcome. You're watching NDTV 24/7. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapura. Top story. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today announced 8 new schemes to boost an economy ravaged by COVID, with a special focus on health and tourism. The measures included about 1.1 lakh crore loan guarantee scheme for the COVID affected and an additional 1.5 lakh crore under the emergency credit line guarantee scheme as well that was launched as part of the Atmanirbhar Bharat package last year. The announcements come at a time when the country is still emerging from a devastating second wave of coronavirus and is bracing for a possible third one. The next report takes you through what are those 8 booster shots.
Some relief measures.
The government describes it as a stimulus package.
8 such measures being announced under the category of relief.
6,28,993 crore to support Indian economy in the fight against COVID-19 pandemic after the devastating second COVID wave. First, the biggest numbers. 1.1 lakh crore loan guarantee scheme for COVID affected sectors, 50,000 crore for health, and 60,000 for others. 1.5 lakh crore emergency credit line guarantee scheme, 88,000 crore and 33,000 crore for insurance cover for 2 export sectors. 15,000 crore for public health, 19,041 crore to complete broadband link each village, and 14,775 crore additional subsidy for fertilizers. The finance minister was asked about the actual cash outgo in contrast to the larger loan guarantee schemes.
So when it reaches the ground, it actually reaches and makes a difference. It is that which I want to play upon. And surely you are also monitoring it on the ground.
However, over 30% of the amount included in today's stimulus has already been announced, including 97,631 crore for power distribution reforms and 93,869 crores for free food grains till November 2021. The immediate push is 15,000 crore rupees to build health infrastructure down to the sub-district levels. ICU and oxygen beds, ambulances, labs, teleconsulting, all this with one specific focus, care for children. After reports, they could be particularly affected in a third wave.
We are now providing 23,220 crores more, only focusing children and pediatric care.
For small businesses, there is a push for new lending, with loans up to 1.25 lakh being guaranteed, and interest rate capped at 2% less.
We aim to reach out to 25 lakh persons who are absolutely smallest borrowers from the MFI. This would be a maximum loan of 1.25 lakhs to an individual.
Bureau Report, NDTV.
Let's take a look at the latest in the vaccination figures now. And after the Sunday fall, vaccinations have crossed the 50 lakh mark today on an average 57 lakh doses a day. That means the asking rate has further gone up. It's gone up to about 98.73 lakh. But the other big milestone today was that India surpassed the United States in the total number of doses. But it lags in the 2-dose vaccine rates as well. In fact, what you have on your screen right now is the country-wise total number of vaccination, and also we've got for you the percentage of the population vaccinated, which is actually the key metric to really fall upon. China at 15.5%, India at 4.1%. United States, though the numbers below us, has vaccinated 45.3% of its population. UK 47.5%, Germany 34.5%, Italy 28.6%, Russia 11.4%, and that's what the data at the moment is telling us. So while the numbers continue to be high, we are still looking at a number which needs to go up quite significantly.
Even as crowds gather at vaccine centers like this one in Noida, this government affidavit in the Supreme Court raises serious questions over whether India can meet its vaccine targets. The government has said that they would be supplying 12 crore doses of the vaccine in July, which works to about 40 lakh doses a day. This is significantly lower than the government's daily vaccine target of 1 crore doses a day. That's not all. Next, the government has also reduced its projections for vaccine supply between August to December 2021 by about 37%, from 216 crore doses earlier to 135 crore doses now. According to the affidavit, the government is also expecting about 40 crore doses of Covaxin between August to December this year, which works out to be about 8 crore doses a month. This is over 10 times the current supply of Covaxin in India, which supplied an average of 74 lakh doses a month between January and May. We tried reaching out to officials at the Health Ministry, the ICMR and the Niti Aayog. However, none responded to phone calls, text messages or emails. While India's vaccine numbers have picked up in recent times, we are still far off from the target of 1 crore doses a day. And now with the government's affidavit in the Supreme Court, it is unclear whether we'll hit that target anytime soon. With camera person Ashok Mahale, this is Mariam Alavi for NDTV.
All right, let's talk about unlocking India now. And Delhi is unlocking in its further phase now. Gyms are open, yoga centers also allowed to reopen. But this is at a 50% capacity at the moment. All this, remember, is coming with the caution from the doctors that just because they're open, you don't have to go there. And also talking about a third wave that is still looming on us.
Delhi gyms humming with activity after nearly 10 weeks. But this is gymming with all COVID norms, masks, sanitizers, sheets between machines and at 50% capacity.
Like 1.5 months or so, and it's really good to be back, as we know that when the gyms were closed, so lifestyle of us, like of all of us, were like totally disbalanced.
The industry was severely hit during COVID peaks, but now there are hopes of a revival.
Last 2 months you just have a financial debt that was increasing like a mountain. So yes, definitely it's a good news for us. So advise our members as well on the same lines that if your members are vaccinated, if they've done the first dose, you get certain discount.
Wedding halls too can now host 50 guests.
Our industry was already in an ICU, and with the second wave, now it's gone into a ventilator mode.
Gyms and marriage halls are now allowed to operate, but with restrictions in place. But as Delhi unlocks further, businesses are finding it difficult to revive themselves and also brace themselves for a possible third wave. With camera person Sushil Rathi in Delhi, Shanakshi Chakravarti for NDTV.
And we talked about unlocking in Delhi, but what is happening in Tamil Nadu, where in Chennai, for the moment also unlocking is taking place. Further also things have been allowed to open, even as the centre has asked for stringent response to the Delta Plus variant. Chennai has reopened its malls now besides textile and jewellery showrooms, as the city's daily tally has dipped to around 500, and authorities say that the guard can't be lowered.
Chennai's Express Avenue Mall open after 2 months. No air conditioners and just 50% of customers with strict enforcement of COVID norms.
We are kept all those protocols in place and SOPs. Additionally, what we have done, we have gone ahead and vaccinated all our store employees also.
Ananya and her friend Harini couldn't wait to get their favorite footwear.
I felt alive after stepping into the mall, and it feels really good because I think the last time we've been shopping online, but then the experience of shopping at the store is completely different.
At this apparel store, Nishant, a fashion stylist, is busy picking up her outfits.
They have taken all the safety protocols, so I feel very safe here.
For many like Chalani, a gold merchant, the second lockdown has been a difficult phase.
The ground reality is that we do have to pay interest to the banks on loans what we have taken in. The overages are there. The rents have to be paid on time. There is no depreciation in the rent. It continues to remain the same.
Chennai's COVID tally hovers around 500 a day now, 15 times less in 45 days. But with the Delta variant accounting for 90% of cases in Chennai between mid-April and early May. Authorities are worried.
Public should understand that their contribution of following up the standard operating procedures for the permitted activities and following up the COVID approval was very, very critical and instrumental in that. Last but not least, people should take advantage of the vaccination, particularly the vulnerable.
Tamil Nadu's daily tally has steadily come down from 36,000 to around 5,000. For the new government, it's a calculated risk, striking a balance between life and livelihood. In Chennai with Suresh, Sam Daniel, for NDTV.
To Mumbai now, where the figures from the major survey in the Maximum City Civic Body has been released amidst concerns about Delta and Delta Plus variant and the speculation on the efficacy and whether or not these vaccines will work against them. Well, a survey of 2.9 lakh COVID patients shows that only 26 people out of these had got both the doses of the vaccine. Out of these, 10,500 people had received only the first dose. Now, this survey conducted during the second wave shows that 2 shots of vaccine is extremely effective against COVID-19.
The second dose of the vaccine is extremely effective in protecting against COVID. This is confirmed by a BMC survey during the second wave of the pandemic in India's worst affected city. Between January 2021 and June 17, 2021, 3,95,427 people tested positive for COVID in Mumbai. Out of these, about 2.9 lakh patients were in home quarantine and were included in the survey. Amongst the 2.9 lakh people infected with COVID, 10,500 had received the first dose of the vaccine. And only 26 people tested positive after receiving the second dose of the vaccine. Around 1 lakh hospitalized patients were not included in the survey, and that data is still being collated. Data on COVID fatalities after the receipt of both vaccines is also still being studied.
जिन लोगों ने वैक्सीन का पहला डोज लिया है उनमें माइल्ड और मॉडरेट तरह के इन्फेक्शन पाए गए हैं, लेकिन जिन लोगों ने वैक्सीन के दोनों डोज लिए हैं उनमें माइल्ड तरह के इन्फेक्शन पाए गए हैं और उनमें से बहुत कम लोगों को आईसीयू की ज़रूरत पड़ी है. दूसरी लहर में सीनियर सिटीजन का वैक्सीनेशन ज़्यादा होने की वजह से यंगर जनरेशन का डेथ रेट ज़्यादा दिखाई देता है.
The BMC survey is yet to add data from Mumbai hospitals, but major hospitals like Fortis Hospital and Bhatia Hospital say that amongst patients who have taken both doses of the COVID vaccine, they have no patients who require ICU care or ventilators.
हमारे हॉस्पिटल में फोर्टिस हॉस्पिटल बुलुन के आईसीयू में कोई भी ऐसा पेशेंट नहीं है जिनको कि 2 डोज के बाद आईसीयू के एडमिशन की जरूरत पड़ी हो, और करीब 6 से 7 व्यक्ति ऐसे थे जिनको कि 1 डोज के बाद कोविड का संक्रमण हुआ और उनको आईसीयू में भी भर्ती करना पड़ा और वो वेंटिलेटर पे भी थे उनमें से कई लोग, पर सब के सब जो है अच्छे होकर डिस्चार्ज हो चुके हैं.
हमारे हॉस्पिटल में जिन्होंने फुल वैक्सीनेशन लिया है ऐसे मरीजों की संख्या लेस देन 1% है. जिन्होंने सिंगल डोज लिया है ऐसे मरीजों की संख्या 2% तक है, और जो अनवैक्सीनेटेड है वो मोर देन 90%, 98% लोग हमारे हॉस्पिटल में मरीज करके आते हैं. तो वैक्सीनेशन का बहुत बड़ा फायदा समाज को है और ये सर्वे भी वही बताता है.
However, only 6.84% of Mumbai's population had been vaccinated with both doses till June 17 this year, the last day of the survey. The BMC says if such surveys are conducted across the country at a central level, the efficacy of the vaccines will be absolutely clear. In Mumbai with Pooja Bhardwaj, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
To Uttar Pradesh now, where the BSP chief Mayawati today announced last minute that her party would not take part in the crucial Zilla Panchayat chairman elections in Uttar Pradesh. Now, while the election is an indirect one at the district level, it is significant as it comes just a month before the 2022 assembly polls in India's most populous state. Now, though the BSP did contest similar polls in 2016, the party's formal withdrawal makes the poll a direct contest between Akhilesh Yadav Samajwadi Party and the BJP, with some reports already suggesting a setback for Mr. Yadav.
हमारी पार्टी ने यूपी में ये जिला पंचायत का चुनाव नहीं लड़ने का फैसला लिया और यहाँ इस बार आगामी होने वाले विधानसभा चुनाव में बीएसपी की जरूर सरकार बनाएगी।
Mayawati's last-minute withdrawal from Uttar Pradesh's local Zilla Panchayat chairman elections due on Saturday makes the state's latest election a direct Akhilesh Yadav versus BJP fight, just months before the 2022 assembly polls. A total of 3,050 district or Zilla Panchayat members are set to elect 75 Zilla Panchayat chairpersons. Mayawati's BSP has 319 or about 10% of the votes. The Samajwadi Party and the BJP both have equal votes, about 750 each. While the BSP chief has not indicated where her party votes will go, already the BJP claims an edge. 17 of its candidates are set to get elected unopposed, as not even Samajwadi Party candidates have filed nominations on those seats. Akhilesh Yadav has claimed it's because of intimidation and thuggery by the BJP. With candidates like this one from Gorakhpur, Adityanath's home turf, physically prevented from filing nominations. On Saturday, an angry SP chief announced the sacking of 11 district presidents of the party, unhappy over Samajwadi Party candidates not being able to file nominations. Getting elected unopposed, though, is not new for local elections in Uttar Pradesh. In 2016, when Akhilesh Yadav was the chief minister, the Samajwadi Party won 60 out of 75 seats for Zilla Panchayat chairpersons, half of them unopposed. But the optics of any elections, so close to all-important 2022 assembly polls, are crucial to watch. Voting and results are both likely on Saturday. In Lucknow, with camera person Vineet Verma, this is Alok Pandey, NDTV.